Good evening and hello, Facebook friends and family. I would like to say welcome and thank you all for joining us tonight. We are so excited about being able to do this event. This is something that we've been planning for a while, and I am just so happy and thrilled that so many of our community partners were able to participate in this tonight and be a part of this. Evening of Hope is something that we thought just needed to happen. So August 31st is National Overdose Awareness Day, and it leads right into the month of September. September being Suicide Awareness Month. And so we thought that we should do an evening of hope. An evening where we not only talked about suicide and mental health statistics and warning signs, but also how to get help, and that we are all here for one another. We are all here to give one another hope, because we can beat this, and we beat this, and we beat the stigma by talking about it, by being there together and supporting one another and educating and advocating for mental health and suicide awareness and prevention. Tonight, I am so excited about some of the guest speakers that we're going to be having. We have some wonderful performances from some local singers that are going to be here tonight. We have some videos from the Jason Foundation. It's going to be a great evening, and I'm so excited that you all can be here. Remember that at the very end, although we'll be stopping this Facebook Live, we will be picking it up again in about 10 minutes after it ends. We're going to go outside and show everybody that our hospitals turned purple. And so we're excited about that. And we invite our entire community to go purple. Change the lights outside of your house to purple. Put purple ribbons on your trees outside. Do whatever you can to show some solidarity, show your support for suicide awareness and prevention this month. So with that, I would like to start by giving a disclaimer. So this evening you will be hearing from several individuals who personally recorded themselves singing a variety of songs, none of which do they or Bakersfield Behavioral Healthcare Hospital own the rights to. The videos are for entertainment purposes only and are not for any profits. So with that, I am going to introduce our first guest. Our first guest is Jeff Chin. He is the CEO or Chief Executive Officer here at Bakersfield Behavioral Healthcare Hospital.
Good evening, Facebook friends and family, and thank you for joining us for our Evening of Hope event. My name is Jeff Chin, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer here at Bakersfield Behavioral Healthcare Hospital. Every day, we have the privilege of helping our community with their mental health and addiction needs, and I'm proud to be part of an organization that truly cares about the communities that they serve. Suicide awareness and prevention is a topic that is truly important, and I'm humbled that our hospital has opportunities to educate and advocate for such important and life-changing topics as these. I hope that you will enjoy this evening's lineup of special speakers and performers, and just know that BBHH is only a phone call away if you or someone you love needs help. Thank you again for joining us tonight, and I hope you enjoy.
Thank you, Jeff, very much for that message. And at this point, I thought I would ask some questions throughout this evening's event, give you some statistics, maybe talk about a few myths. And so my first question to everyone is, true or false? If you talk to someone about their suicidal thoughts, you will cause them to attempt to take their own life. The answer is false. Unfortunately, the ideal was already there. You're merely helping them to find an outlet to discuss it. And it's okay to discuss these thoughts. It's when we don't talk about them that it can lead to harm. So it's okay to ask somebody if they're not okay. It's okay to talk to them about hard topics like suicide, addiction, mental health. It's only through that education, it's only through that open communication do we start to again break down that stigma, but more importantly, get individuals the help they so desperately need. With that, I am now going to introduce our very first artist. His name is Alex Neal. Alex Neal is with the Stars Dinner Theater here in Bakersfield, and for his very first song, he will be singing You Will Be Found from the Broadway production of Dear Evan Hansen.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear? Well, let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand. And someone will come running, and I know they'll take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found.
Thank you again, Alex. And stay tuned because Alex will be singing one more song with us this evening. So my next question is this. True or false, suicide is the second leading cause of death between ages 10 and 34. It is absolutely true. So within those age groups, suicide is the leading cause of death, and it's second only to accidental deaths. However, it is something that can absolutely be helped. It is something that can we can absolutely be there to help one another to overcome. We know that sometimes the conversations about suicide, about feelings, about mental health, about addiction, it can be difficult. Sometimes we don't know where to start, but we just need to start. If you're not sure what to say, look up what to say. Talk to somebody. One of the things that we do here at Bakersfield Behavioral Healthcare Hospital is we provide a lot of resources on our website. You can go on, you can look at our videos where therapists are walking you through grounding techniques, different ways to have conversations with people, different ways to help promote your own mental health. We have mental health articles, we have mental health blogs. These are all great resources. And so if you're wondering where to start there. Start somewhere, but start with a conversation. Now, we are going to be joined by Ellen. Ellen is the founder of SALT, which is Save a Life Today, and we're very pleased to have Ellen join us tonight. Ellen?
Hello, my name is Ellen Eggert. I am the president and founder of SALT Save a Life Today. We're the only Kern County local nonprofit that is dedicated to preventing suicide and assisting those bereaved by suicide. Every cent that we get contributed stays here in Kern County. And SALT is comprised of everyone on the board has lost a loved one to suicide, and we don't want any other family to go through that, or if they do, we would like to assist them. So SALT has been around since 2014, and we have an annual walk. That's our main fundraiser. We'll be having one this month, August, September for the whole month, which is National Suicide Prevention Month. So we have learned that there's so many of us that aren't suicide aware. We as a community need to talk about suicide, learn the warning signs, and not be ashamed to talk about it if it's happened in our family. We know that there's so much stigma involved when it comes to suicide, behavioral health issues, substance use disorder issues. But what we've learned is suicide doesn't discriminate, either just mental illness or substance use disorder. It can happen to anybody. And so if we're all more comfortable talking about it and reducing the stigma, more people will get help. There's many people who've lost a loved one to suicide, and they're ashamed. There's blame, there's shame, and they are kind in their own world because of the suicide. So we need to take suicide out of the closet. We need to talk about it like we would anything else at the dinner table. We know in Kern County, as of June 30th, we had 60 suicides. And last year, for the whole year, we had 132. That's not acceptable when we can all learn about suicide and prevent suicide, because there's the beauty of it. Suicide is one of the most preventable causes of death that there is, but we all have to become suicide aware and not be afraid to talk about it. And we're all so busy living life, we don't pay attention to others sometimes when we should. We know that a caring smile, how are you doing, actually can help people a lot. I'm also supervisor of the Kern Behavioral Health and Recovery Services Crisis Hotline, and we get a lot of calls from people who are having thoughts of suicide, and this might be the first time they've ever talked about it because they don't have to see somebody face to face. So it's they talk and they feel listened to, they feel validated and not judged. We as the general public can do the same thing. So I want to share, if you think somebody's at risk, if you think somebody might be thinking about suicide, ask them about it. Don't think or assume anything. Ask them straight up. There is always help available in Kern County. You can call the crisis hotline at 800-991-5272, and whoever answers can assist you if you have someone who's thinking about suicide or if you're thinking about suicide. You're never alone, but as a community, we need to get better equipped to talk about suicide. SALT goes to health fairs. We go to wherever we can go to talk about suicide. Our big project this year started where we're talking to gun shops about firearms, because about 52% of suicides are done by firearms. So we want to change the way things are in Kern County, and with your help we can. So I encourage everybody listening, become suicide aware if you're not. Call the Kern BHRS crisis hotline if you want training, if you want someone to talk to you about how to learn about it. Call that number and they can help you out. And remember, the most important thing, suicide prevention is everybody's business. It's not behavioral health's only, it's not doctors. Everybody can become suicide aware and prevent suicide. So thank you again.
Thank you again, Ellen, so very much for being a part of this evening's event. There's another hotline that I wanted to provide to everybody. There is absolutely the crisis hotline number, but sometimes people feel like they can't necessarily speak to somebody over the phone, but sometimes they would rather text. And so for those that are not aware, you can text HOME, HOME, to 741-741. Again, you text HOME to 741-741. It doesn't matter who you talk to or whether you get to the crisis hotline, whether you call us, whether you text, you talk to a family friend. It doesn't matter. Just take that first step and call somebody, talk to somebody, because we can absolutely all beat this together. Well, one of the things that I wanted to introduce this evening was the fact that we do have a website, and I believe it is also in our comment section, but it is eveningofhope.business.site, S-I-T-E. And on that website, you're actually going to be able to go on there and purchase a virtual luminary. Now, the reason why we're doing this is because we feel like it's a way for us all to bring a little hope, right? So you can purchase a luminary for someone that you would like to remember because you've lost. You can purchase a luminary for somebody who might be struggling. You could just purchase a luminary as a symbol of hope, a symbol of I stand in solidarity for mental health and suicide awareness and prevention. You can do it just to support your fellow people, your fellow community. Now, all of the proceeds of these luminaries are going to go to the Jason Foundation and the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Both of these are national nonprofit organizations that their sole purpose is the education and the advocacy around suicide prevention and awareness. We're going to be learning a little bit more about the AFSP, or the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, here shortly, and we're also going to be learning more about the Jason Foundation. Also, if you would like to be more involved with SALT, Save a Life Today, the organization, the nonprofit organization that Ellen was just talking about, please make sure that you visit this event page, because we will have all of the links for all of the information that we talk about tonight to be provided for you so that you can take advantage of that. Now we are going to switch gears just slightly, and we are going to be listening to Kaylee Mayhall, and she is going to be performing Just Around the River Bend from the Disney movie Pocahontas. Kaylee Mayhall is also a performer with the Stars Dinner Theater. Kaylee, thank you so much for all you have done and for entering this wonderful performance tonight. I know you all will enjoy.
I love most about rivers is you can't step in the same river twice. The water's always changing, always flowing. But people, I guess, can't live like that. They all must be a price. To be saved, we lose our chance of ever knowing what's around the river bend, waiting just around the river bend. I look once more, just around the river bend, beyond the shore, where the gulls fly free. Don't know what for, what I dreamed the day might send, just around the river bend for me. Coming for me. I feel it there beyond those trees, or right behind those waterfalls. Can I ignore the sound of distant drumming? For a handsome, sturdy husband who builds handsome, sturdy walls, and never dreamed that something might be coming. Just around the river bend, just around the river bend. I look once more, just around the river bend, beyond the shore, somewhere past the sea. Don't know what for, why do all my dreams extend, just around the river bend, just around the river bend. Should I take the smoothest course, steady as the beating drum? Should I marry Cocoa? Is all my dreaming at an end? Or do you still wait for me, dream giver? Just around the river
Kaylee, thank you so much. You have a beautiful voice, and that's one of my favorite songs. I remember growing up watching Pocahontas. My children loved watching Pocahontas, so thank you so much. We really, truly appreciate your submission this evening. It was wonderful. So now I have the great privilege of introducing our next guest. I want to thank this individual for being a part of this evening's event. And without any more further ado, I'm going to introduce our very own Mayor Go.
Tonight I'm pleased to be part of the Evening of Hope event, which brings light to a very important topic, that of suicide awareness and prevention. CDC and the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention report that we had close to 49,000 recorded cases in the U.S. and over 140 cases in Kern County of those who took their own life. These statistics should be sobering to us all. Too many of our loved ones are struggling with thoughts of suicide, and we as a community need to join forces to bring this silent epidemic to the forefront. I'm pleased to be joining Bakersfield Behavioral Healthcare Hospital this evening and throughout the month of September to help bring light to this topic, normalize the conversation around suicide, and above all, share information about how you can help yourself and your loved ones find the help that you deserve. I invite our community tonight to help end the stigma surrounding mental health and suicide, one conversation at a time. And now it's my honor to present this proclamation. Whereas suicidal thoughts, much like mental health conditions, can affect anyone, regardless of age, gender, or background, and whereas every year thousands of individuals die by suicide, leaving behind their friends and family members to navigate the tragedy of loss, and whereas this observance is to provide a message of hope and healing by raising awareness that prevention is possible, treatment is effective, and people do recover in these challenging times. And whereas every day in Bakersfield, people enter treatment into behavioral health services and community supports and begin the road to wellness and recovery. And whereas staff members and volunteers of organizations, including the Bakersfield Behavioral Healthcare Hospital, play an essential role in harm reduction, aiming to raise community awareness on suicide, mental health, and substance abuse problems, and the ways they affect all people in our community. Now, therefore, I, Karen Goh, Mayor of the City of Bakersfield, do hereby proclaim September 2020 as Suicide Prevention and Awareness Month in our city, and urge all residents to educate themselves on suicide, mental health, and substance abuse in our community, and lend support to all who continue to invest in mental health and wellness for the road to recovery.
Thank you so much, Mayor Goh, for being a part of this evening's events. We are always so touched to be able to partner with you and to support you, and for you to support us. You have always been a large supporter of our facility and the work that we do here. I am one of those fortunate few that truly love what they do. I get to come to work every day and help educate and advocate for mental health and addiction and suicide awareness and prevention, and that is a true honor. And to be able to work with individuals like Mayor Goh, who truly has a passion for mental health, it is remarkable. And so thank you so much for providing us that proclamation tonight, and it means a lot to myself and to all of us here at Bakersfield Behavioral Healthcare Hospital. We are now going to talk about the Jason Foundation. Like we mentioned before, suicide is the second leading cause for ages 10 to 34. And so when we look at those numbers, we understand that our youth are struggling so bad. And so we want to be able to utilize as many resources as we possibly can. The Jason Foundation is a great nonprofit resource. And so at this point, we are going to introduce Tina Ben-Susan, and she is our rep here at the hospital for the Jason Foundation.
Good evening. My name is Tina, and I'm a Jason Foundation representative who works here at the Bakersfield Behavioral Healthcare Hospital. I wanted to take a couple of minutes tonight to let you know about all of the great work that Jason Foundation is doing throughout our country. For those of you who are not familiar with the Jason Foundation, they're a nationwide nonprofit whose mission is dedicated to the prevention of the silent epidemic of youth suicide, and they do this through educational and awareness programs. These programs equip young people, educators, youth workers, and parents with the tools and resources to help identify and assist at-risk youth. The Jason Foundation believes that awareness and education are the first steps to prevention. Through representatives like myself, they provide free suicide awareness and prevention materials to schools, churches, first responders, youth workers, and parents. These materials help identify warning signs, risk factors, and the next steps to seeking help. They have video presentations, online workshops, and classroom curriculum. In addition to brochures, flyers, posters, they have a B1 campaign with Rascal Flatts, and they also offer a free app called A Friend Asks. All of this is designed to help with understanding and to spread awareness of the national crisis that our young people are facing. And all of it is free. As you have already heard tonight, suicide is the second leading cause of death for our young people ages 10 to 24. Ages 10 to 24. That was a shocking statistic for me the first time that I heard it. And it should be shocking. This is definitely something that we can do something about, but not without educating ourselves and knowing where to go to get help. The Jason Foundation is doing amazing work with their education and youth suicide prevention, and I really hope that you will support them. You can do this in a couple of different ways. We have a link on our Facebook page, Bakersfield Behavioral Healthcare Hospital, where you can buy a luminary, and the luminaries will be lit up for the whole month of September. You can purchase one for maybe somebody that you've lost, or a friend or a family member, or you can just write a message of hope and put your family's name on it. All of the money that we raise from the sale of the luminaries will be given back, divided equally between the Jason Foundation and the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, or AFSP. Another thing that you can do is you can go and visit the Jason Foundation website, jasonfoundation.com. Go on there, check out their programs, look for yourself, see what they offer. Read Jason's story. You can donate directly on their website. Anything helps. Another thing that you can do is you can contact us here at Bakersfield Behavioral Healthcare Hospital and ask how we can help get these materials out to your community. I hope that everybody seeing this tonight is safe and well and taking care of each other. But always remember, there are people that can help you. We've spoken to a lot of them this evening already, and we're going to speak to more. Up next, I'd like to play a video for you very briefly of Clark Flatt. He's the founder of the Jason Foundation. He's just going to talk to you briefly about his organization. Thank you. Have a good night.
Hello, I'm Clark Flatt, president of the Jason Foundation. Today, suicide is the second leading cause of death for our youth, ages 10 to 24. With an average of 130 deaths per week, it's easy to see how suicide is listed as a leading cause of death for our youth. Suicide is also listed by experts as a leading cause of preventable death in many cases. And that's what the Jason Foundation is all about, prevention. For over 21 years, we've been providing tools and resources for suicide prevention, and we never charge for our programs or services. To find a Jason Foundation affiliate office close to you, visit jasonfoundation.com, click on locations, and then click on the dot closest to you. Thank you.
I mentioned a little briefly earlier about the Friend Asks app by the Jason Foundation. I want to let Corey Watkins from the Jason Foundation talk a little bit more in detail on that. It's a really great resource. Everybody should download it. It's completely free.
A Friend Asks is the Jason Foundation's free smartphone app that can provide you with the tools and resources to help a friend or yourself who may be dealing with thoughts of suicide. Within the app, there is Get Help Now. This can connect you with the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Also, How to Help a Friend. This lists do's and don'ts, suggestions of things you can and shouldn't do if you feel a friend may be struggling. Also, warning signs. Warning signs are things a friend may display if they've been having thoughts of suicide. Also within this app are resources for help, ideas of people you can go to if you feel a friend may be in need, as well as information on local hospitals and information on the Jason Foundation. Download the app today and encourage your friends and family to do the same. Education is the key to prevention, and with information like this as close as your smartphone, you could help save a life.
That was some wonderful information regarding the Jason Foundation. Again, that is a nonprofit national organization. Tina Ben-Susan, who you heard from, she is our representative here at the hospital, and she is able to help churches and schools and companies be able to get this free curriculum in their hands. She can help walk them through how to use it. It's really easy. It's very turnkey. It really just tells you, say this, show this, ask this. It makes it as easy as possible for people to start having those conversations about suicide awareness and prevention. And it's specifically geared more towards our youth. So our younger generations, our college generations, those are the people that it's going to be geared towards. And it's an amazing nonprofit organization, and it's been wonderful to work with them. We're so thrilled to be a part of their organization. If you would like any more information, we are going to be having links throughout our event page, but you can always go to our website at bakersfieldbehavioral.com. and you can email us. We have an email link there. It's abk.marketing@bakersfieldbehavioral.com. But we have plenty of links there. You can click on that. You can get a hold of us. You can ask us questions, whatever you need. Just let us know, and we will try to help you. And maybe, we don't know off the top of our head a resource, but we are pretty good at figuring out those resources, and we're pretty good at finding some. We believe in our community, and we believe in helping our community. And so that means sometimes we're here for hours searching out the right resource for an individual, and we're happy to do so because we know how important our community is in providing them the right resources for their health. The next person that we are going to have the privilege of seeing is actually another performer. So this performer is Gianna DeKellis, and she is also with the Stars Dinner Theater. And this evening, she is going to be singing a song, Show Yourself, from Disney's Frozen 2. I hope that you all enjoy.
Every inch of me is trembling, but not from the cold. Something is familiar, like a dream I can reach but not quite hold. I can sense you there, like a friend I've always known. I'm arriving, it feels like I am home. I have always been a fortress, cold secrets deep inside. You have secrets too, but you don't have to hide. Show yourself, I'm dying to meet you. Show yourself, it's your turn. Are you the one I've been looking for all of my life? Show yourself, I'm ready to learn. I've never felt so certain. All my life I've been told, but I'm here for a reason. Could it be the reason I was born? I have always been so different. Normal rules did not apply. Is this the day? Are you the way? I finally find out why. Show yourself, I'm no longer trembling. Here I am, I've come so far. You are the answer I've waited for all of my life. For
Thank you so much, Gianna. That is wonderful. Another one of those favorite songs of mine. What can I say? I love anything Disney. Thank you, Gianna, again for being a part of this evening. And Gianna, I also want to give a special thank you to you because you helped coordinate our ability to get all of our singing artists tonight. And so thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for helping us, for helping kind of navigate everything, and for working with all of our technical difficulties that we had getting it all accomplished. But thank you again so very, very much. So I want to talk to you a little bit now about the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. It's another nonprofit organization. It's another organization in which the proceeds of all of the luminaries will benefit. I know that there's been a couple of glitches in the website, so please just keep trying. We are posting different links up there for you to try because we definitely want to get as many luminaries sold as possible. Just so you know, the luminaries will be on this website for the entire month of September. So they're starting now, and they will be lit the entire month of September. Also, in about a week, we are going to have them available on our website. So you will be able to go to our website, again, bakersfieldbehavioral.com, and you will be able to click on a pop-up that comes up, and you will either be able to write a message yourself, or we do have 10 messages that were already pre-written, and you can choose from one of those if you'd like, or again, like I said, write a message yourself. So talking about these luminaries, talking about the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, you know, when we started looking at some of the statistics and we found them at the Jason Foundation's website, we learned that there was a little over 100 young people in the nation that are that we are losing for suicide, losing to suicide. So each week in our nation, we're losing approximately 100 young people to suicide. So some people may be asking, what can I do? Is there something that I can do here locally? Absolutely. Earlier we heard from Ellen from SALT. You can absolutely be a part of SALT, Save a Life Today. You can reach out to Ellen, but you can also be a part of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And so now I have a great pleasure of introducing Leslie Young, who is from the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention.
Hello, my name is Leslie Young, and I'm the Area Director for the Sacramento and Central Valley chapters of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I want to thank you for allowing me a few moments to speak with you today, tell you a little bit about our organization and what we might be able to do for you. AFSP is the largest nonprofit in the country dedicated to suicide and suicide research and prevention, and I'm really proud to say that we have a chapter in every state. So you can go to www.afsp.org and find a chapter near you. And also we have some really great resources on our website, even dealing specifically with COVID and how that impacts our mental health. So I would encourage all of you to go to our website and go often. There's some really helpful information on there. AFSP, as I said, was founded in 1987, and it was the result of two families who lost loved ones to suicide, and they wanted to know why. They wanted to know why did their loved one take their life, and what could they do to prevent that from happening again. And out of those two families coming together, it created this great organization that donates millions of dollars a year to research into suicide and suicide prevention. And from that research, we're able to develop resources and programs that we offer to our communities. So AFSP really has four main areas of interest, and that's support, education, advocacy, and research. And support is obviously for those people who need support in perhaps the loss of a loved one or suicidal thoughts on their own. Education, we offer free programs. We have a program called Talk Saves Lives that we offer free to the community. And we have actually different modules. There's a senior module, LGBTQ, a firearms module. We have programs for grade schoolers, high schoolers, college students, medical professionals. We know that it's really important to know who you're speaking with and get the correct information out to them. Also, advocacy is one of our areas of importance. Every year we descend on our state capitals, and once a year we meet back in Washington, D.C., and we talk to legislators, and we tell them different bills that we're behind, and our main goal really is to increase funding for mental health care and to have mental health parity so that mental health is treated the same as physical health. We were actually one of the main backers of the Suicide Prevention Lifeline information being on the back of student ID cards. So we've really made some big differences in the area of advocacy. And then also, of course, our biggest one is research. As I said, we spend millions of dollars every year on research, on grants, because we want to know what can we do to bring the suicide rate down. Our goal is to reduce suicide by 20% by the year 2025. And we were actually heading in the right direction with COVID and the situation, different areas of unrest right now. We know people are struggling, and that unfortunately those numbers are probably not going in the right direction. And to that end, we offer resources, again, dealing with COVID, dealing with mental health and stress. So I would encourage you again to please go to our website, afsp.org. Also, when you're on the website, take a look and see what events are happening in your community. Generally, we have our Out of the Darkness community walks. Those happen in the fall, and they're our main source of fundraising. They're free to attend. They're really informational. They're uplifting. Suicide's a hard topic to talk about, but our events are really uplifting and supportive. This year, we are having experiences where you can watch our experiences in the safety of your own comfort zone. And I would encourage you to go onto the website. For Kern County, we have an experience October 24th. We also have experiences in Fresno, Modesto, Sacramento, just about any city that you can imagine. So I would encourage all of you to participate. It's free, registration is free. You have an opportunity to upload photos or videos of your loved ones and tell why you support AFSP and what it means to you. So I would encourage all of you to somehow become involved with us. We have many ways to volunteer and become involved in just a really wonderful, helpful organization. Also, with the funds that we raise, it allows us to provide resources and materials to different entities and organizations that find that useful. So we put about 85 cents out of every dollar back into our mission, which is really high by nonprofit standards. We're very proud of that. We have very low overhead and a kind of a lean staff so that we want to put the money that you work so hard to raise for us, we want to put that back to good use. So I would encourage you in any way that you can to get involved with AFSP, sign up for an experience, and hopefully you can go onto our website, find some information that might be helpful. Also, feel free at any time to reach out to your area director. As I said, I'm the area director for the Sacramento and Central Valley chapters. I would love to hear from any of you. If you have any questions, if you need resources, if you're part of an organization that you think might benefit from our program, we can present virtually. We've really adapted well to these times, and we hope to see all of you at events in the fall. But in the meantime, please stay safe. Please practice self-care, take care of yourself and your loved ones, and if you need help, please let someone know. If you're in crisis, you can call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK. You can also text TALK to 741-741. Thank you so much for having me, and again, I hope to see all of you next fall. Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie, so very much for joining us this evening. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention is a great nonprofit organization. Our hospital has always been a part of their walks in years past. Obviously, this year it won't be a live walk, but we will hopefully be joining them for their virtual walk. If you would like more information on how you can get involved to participate in the Out of Darkness walk, I encourage you to please click on the link that we will provide on our events page or in the comments. We definitely want to encourage as many people as possible to get involved locally with nonprofit organizations. When they have chapters here, please take advantage of that. Do what you can. It doesn't have to be a lot. It can just be maybe volunteering to help out with an event. It could be, sending out information, whatever it may be. Talk to the local chapters, see what you can do, because together we are stronger for sure. So now we are going to listen to Mr. Alex Neal. Again, Alex is going to be singing another song from the Broadway show Dear Evan Hansen. This time it is entitled Waving Through a Window. Alex, thank you so much for being a part of this again.
I've learned to slam on the brake before I even turn the key, before I make the mistake, before I lead with the worst of me. Give them no reason to stare, no slipping up if you slip away. So I got nothing to share, no, I got nothing to say. Step out of the sun if you keep getting burned. Step out of the sun because you've learned, On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass, I'm waving through a window. I'm trying to speak but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass. I'm waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving back at me? We start with stars in our eyes, we start believing that we belong, but every sun doesn't rise, and no one tells you where you went wrong. Step out of the sun if you keep getting burned. Step out of the sun because you've learned, On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass, waving through a window. I try to speak but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass, waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? Did I even make a sound? Did I even make a sound? It's like I never made a sound. Will I ever make a sound? On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass, waving through a window. I try to speak but nobody
Thank you again, Alex. We really appreciate your song. And so at this point, I want to thank Alex and Kaylee and Gianna. Thank you all so much for being wonderful sports and submitting these songs. They were beautiful. They were wonderful. I was so happy that they were able to be a part of tonight's event. I want to remind everybody about our luminaries. So again, they are $5. They start, we're starting to sell them tonight, and they will continue throughout the month of September. Again, they're going to be on their very own website, and you'll be able to go on and see the luminaries, and they'll be lit all month long throughout the month of September. I want to thank those that have already gotten on there and purchased their luminaries. We really truly appreciate you and your support, and we're so excited to be able to raise a lot of money throughout the month of September and send all of those proceeds to the Jason Foundation and the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So one of the things I wanted to let you all know about is the fact that we did this amazing art contest. So for the last couple of months, we did the Evening of Hope art contest, because for the month of September, we are going to be doing a message of hope. So as you can tell, we have a theme here. We definitely want to be spreading messages of hope. So we did this art contest, and we invited our entire community to be a part of it and to submit their art pieces. And we would then choose 4 lucky winners, and those winners would then, those pieces of art would be on postcards that we would be then sending out to our community. And I'll talk to you a little bit more about how you can take advantage of those messages of hope, which will be on postcards and available to our community. But first, I'm excited to announce the winners of our art contest. Bakersfield Behavioral Healthcare Hospital is pleased to announce the following winning images of our Message of Hope art contest. Shelby Steele, Odalis Garcia Moreno, Jack Gray, and Cornelio Gutierrez Lozano. Thank you all for your amazing submissions. Thank you again to everyone who participated in that art contest. It was wonderful to see everybody's submissions, and we're excited to start on this campaign of hope, message of hope, through the month of September. So the way it's going to work is starting Monday, September 7th, you will be able to go onto our website. Again, that's bakersfieldbehavioral.com. And once you get onto our website, a pop-up will appear, and you'll be able to click on that pop-up. You will then be able to choose up to 2 images, and you can choose from pre-selected messages or a message that you would like to convey. And you can send that message of hope to 2 friends or 2 family members. This is our way of spreading some hope to our community and beyond. And we thought, what better way to do it than to also include our community when it came to our art. And so we're really excited about this campaign. We're really excited to get these messages of hope out to our community. So again, on September 7th, you'll be able to go to our website, bakersfieldbehavioral.com. You'll be able to click on a pop-up that will go on there, and you'll be able to choose the image that you would like. You'll be able to choose a message that you would like to send, or you can write your own message. And those will be mailed out to your friends and your family members all through the month of September. We're really happy to have been able to get this event together and get this campaign together and look at all the art contest winners, and it's just been amazing, and we just want to thank our community from the bottom of our heart. So as a reminder, If you need to get any kind of resources, if you need to find out, how to start talking to people about suicide, about mental health, about addiction, please make sure that you visit our website. It's bakersfieldbehavioral.com. On that website, you're going to be able to see resources. You're going to be able to see articles. You're going to be able to see blogs. You can also visit us on any of our social media platforms. We have Instagram. We have Facebook. We also have a YouTube channel where we take all of our videos and we put them on that YouTube channel. So that way you don't have to search through our Facebook. You can actually just go to our YouTube channel and search through our library of videos. We have some amazing videos from a few different therapists here at the hospital that talk about so many different topics that are just so relevant and so pertinent, not just to mental health and addiction and suicide awareness, but also amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. And how do I work with that? How do I help ground myself and help ease my anxiety when so many things are different right now? And so I invite you to go to any of those sites and gather information. Make sure that you check out our events page on Facebook. It's going to have all of the links. It's going to have the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, the Jason Foundation, SALT, or Save a Life Today. It's going to have all of that information on there. And then also make sure that you don't miss out on your opportunity to purchase a luminary. Purchase a luminary to remember someone. Purchase a luminary to stand in solidarity. And purchase a luminary to show your support and give a message of hope to your community. The website is, again, in the comments. It's on this event page. The luminaries are $5. The sale starts today. It will go through the month of September. And again, all the proceeds will help benefit the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and the Jason Foundation, two amazing nonprofit organizations. So with all of that, I am going to remind everybody that even after we end here in 10 minutes, we're going to go live again outside our hospital, where we're going to show everybody how we have gone purple. And I'm going to encourage everybody to make sure that you go purple. So again, turn the outside lights of your house purple, wear purple, decorate your office purple, put ribbons around the trees in your neighborhood, make those purple. And you know what? If you do those things, send that to us. Email us at abk.marketing@bakersfieldbehavioral.com. We want to see that. We want to see our community showing support for suicide awareness and prevention. And throughout this entire month of September and every day, I want to give my message of hope to you. It is okay not to be okay. It is okay to ask for help. Please ask for help. Please talk to somebody, because only then will we be able to chip away at the stigma surrounding mental health. Thank you so much, and see you in about 10 minutes.